I feel like I'm the most productive when I'm bored or when I don't have anything to do, and I'm just like, okay, let's try this out. I don't know if
Yeah.
if it happens to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the same for me. Like I always reach this point of boredom where I cannot bear it anymore. So then ideas start bubbling in my head and I have to do something.
Oh
Gone.
yeah, no, even if it's like a really shitty idea and you start doing it and at least you get out of the boredom and then maybe it leads to something better and maybe better. Like,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure. So
after
yeah,
a while.
really good. This quarantine for me was really good in that sense because it just I have so much time on my hands and honestly I don't anymore because I have a calendar now and it's like every day I have 8 hours at least of things that I want to do and I'm like oh okay oh I'm so busy and I'm looking for a job now and I cannot and I'm thinking shit I don't have time to work now. So
Yeah,
like
right.
I find that I'm very much. So sometimes I actually do this thing where I don't do anything for a long time, and I call this the Saiyan effect, Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z. When they die, they become even stronger. And I think about it in the way that where if I stop doing something for a long time and then I actually do it after a while, I am actually strong at doing it. I also learned to let go of the expectation and that perfectionism that will not allow you to make mistakes or try things. So that's why most of my work is not like super finished or super clean. That's kind of on purpose at some point because then it allows you to, yeah, I can display anything that I like.
with experimentation, like it was really hard for me to reach that point where I wouldn't have expectations for the work that I do or, this perfectionism and how to let go of that. It was I think the reason I learned to do it is just because I wanted to try so many things and I couldn't possibly be perfect at all of them. So I just abandoned that notion, I think, and I was like, okay, let's just do it and see what happens. Yeah, and I found out a lot of things that I hate actually, and I'm like, I don't want to do this ever again. But because I didn't invest a lot of time or energy into that, I'm like, that's fine. I tried it at least. Yeah, but that's very
Yeah.
important, I think. And you kind of, for me, it was a really big learning experience how to let go of that expectation. Yeah, I don't know how you guys deal with that.
I think I'm still dealing with that a lot, like a lot of the time. With the project that I'm doing now, that would, I think, well, Vic knows about it, but I can explain it later. Um, like my biggest problem is always like, okay, I want to finish everything right, and then I'm too tired to do anything because I have in my head I have to do it so perfectly, and then it just like this vicious cycle of like, should I do it perfectly or should I just do it and see what happens? But I think it for me comes from the background of I studied design as well, um, and all of the projects in design school have to be like so perfect. You can't just give something like a presentation. No, it has to be the presentation with the perfect pictures, with the perfect font, with everything. So now I have like this little demon in my shoulder saying like, why bother doing it if it is not going to be good?
Yep.
But I think that talking with other people and like when I was talking a lot with Vic and stuff, it also helps to be like, okay, just try it out, just do it, and if it doesn't work, then scrap it and do something else.